I've been thinking a lot about the idea of making time versus taking time. And in a lot of self-care culture, or moving with your passion, or doing the things that you love, they talk about making time. And I don't think you can make time. I think we need to take time. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that while I work on a few projects on my studio desk today. And I'm just so glad you're here. And let's talk about taking time versus making time. The light might be a little odd. It's morning, and so I have a window right here, and so you see some light. I have these little canvases that I create, these little support animals. This time it's all bears, and they go in our local record store's art vending machine. And so I haven't done them in several months because I haven't made the time or taken the time. To be honest, I wasn't feeling well for the last 2 months. I had to have minor surgery to remove pressure in my ear. So even if I had wanted to make time, I wouldn't have been able to, because I just didn't feel well, which is really what got me thinking about this idea of making time or taking time. I think that the idea, at least as a woman who has had kids and has a career and a home and a family and a husband, I cannot make more time. Time is a finite thing. Time is a thing that just marches on and keeps going, just goes and goes and goes. And I can't make more of it. I have 24 hours in the day, just like everybody else. And I like to sleep and, eat and do lots of things that you have to do. And so I can't make more of it. But what I realized was the words make and take are very different. If I take time, I am actively doing the things that I wanted to do. I am being the main character in my own story. I'm taking it. And I think that idea really resonates for me, is it goes with taking care, right? So when I take more care of something, I spend more energy, I spend more time, I spend more feeling, or I attribute more feeling. I take care of it, right? Like a plant. I have this plant that my daughter gave me, I don't know, several years ago. And it was a little thing. It's a monstera, but it just wasn't growing. And it wasn't until I took the time to repot it in a larger pot that I was able to see it start to flourish, because I started to take more care of it. I took the time to take care of it. And so when you're thinking about an art practice specifically, I hear a lot of people say, this is how you can make more time, make time for your art. And I don't really think you can make more time. I think you actually actively have to take it, sort of as an act of rebellion, or an act of, life saving, or whatever that means for you. You need to take it. You need to take the time. If you want to develop an art practice and you're struggling to develop an art practice, to find the time, you need to just take the time. Don't make it, because you can't make more time. You just have to take it. And it can be a small thing. It can be 5 minutes with your coffee in the morning. It can be an afternoon that you take off from work and decide that you're going to, on that afternoon, you're going to paint. It can be that you make your Saturdays less about other people and more about you. It doesn't matter how much time you spend. It's about taking that time for your art. I regularly spend, at the minimum, about 20 minutes a day in my art studio, which isn't very much time. I mean, if you think about it, I read some article and they were saying that, there's this idea that artists need to or want to spend all day working on their art. And I actually don't have the time for that because I have a job. I have a full-time job. I have other things. And I also don't have the energetic capacity to do that. Aren't these cute? I'll let those edges totally dry. Then they get packaged and they'll be off this week. Anyway, one project done. Back to, I don't have the energetic capacity. And it doesn't mean that I don't want to do things. It just means that I don't have the energy necessarily to do them. I easily can spend 20 minutes drawing or painting, and that is so fulfilling to me. When I spend about 20 minutes drawing or painting, I feel pretty fulfilled with that. I feel like I have done, some art. Oftentimes, even though I may have not spent a ton of time, I may really have just been like 20 minutes, I get a lot more done, honestly, in that 20 minutes. Sometimes I spend more time. I'll start with the idea that I'm going to spend 20 minutes. And then I end up spending an hour or an hour and a half. And that is not planned, but just will come because there's more that I want to do. And that, that's great when I have that energy or I want to do that or I feel compelled to do that. That's great. But that doesn't lessen when I only have 20 minutes, right? I think that is, for me, that's part of this, is that to know that it is okay to have just taken the smaller amount of time. That doesn't lessen my art practice. It actually feels pretty great to know that I've done it a little bit. I've taken that time, right? I didn't try to make time that didn't exist. I took the time that I had. And so I think this idea that we are supposed to be making time for something that we care about our art and we want to make time for it, but we're not able to, and then we feel guilty. And I don't know about you, as a woman, I am so tired of feeling guilty about anything. Like, I don't want to feel that way. And so that doesn't work for me anymore. I actually want and need to feel like the time I take is enough. And so I have really started to embrace this idea that I am taking time and I am really in charge of that. I get to decide, what that time looks like and when it is and what is enough time. What is enough time? And I think partially it's because there's this idea that if you're not making time, right, that will never happen. So, just make time for that. That actually feels to me a bit like an excuse, right? A bit like being able to say, well, I wasn't able to make time for that. And so I didn't do that. And that gets you off the hook a little bit. But if you start to be more proactive in your life and you start to say, no, actually, I'm going to take the time. I'm going to take the time to do that. It sort of changes the story, right? It sort of changes the story. I wish I knew what this was. I'll show you. Maybe a microwave? I don't know. I'm about maybe 8 or 9 in that picture. And so I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's kind of funny. And I have no idea where I am. It must be like Thanksgiving or something. Anyway, the reason I've been thinking about this is I really want to lessen the idea that we should be making something that's not possible to make and just be more proactive. And when we do take that time to celebrate that, right? To celebrate that we did it. I think that's kind of this is what I'm thinking about. Also, the idea of taking time. When I take time to do something, I do it with more care, right? I do it with more intention. I do it in a way that I spend more energy and it means more because I have, in theory, I have taken care. I have taken care of something, which taking care feels like I have intentionally wanted to do that, right? Like I have wanted to take care of it. And when you take care of something, it means that you've either completed it or you've spent more time and energy and love, maybe even. But think about like just the idea of taking care of, I don't know, you have something, taxes. Not something anyone wants to take care of necessarily, but we all take care of it. Like you take care of it and you feel like you did that, right? You feel like you accomplished that. And I think this idea of taking care is good. I really do. I mean, I feel like it says more than making. You don't make care, by the way. You only take care. Which makes me think that that's why we should be taking the time and not making time. I don't know. I know it seems like a sort of a basic thing, but to me, it feels a little revolutionary that I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it back. I'm just going to make it mine, and I'm going to take the time. A fun little sketch. Not quite what I thought it would look like, but fun enough. Fun enough. So I don't know what your art practice looks like. I don't know if you have long, expansive amounts of time or you have to find pockets of time. Whatever that is for you. I hope that you will see it as you are actively engaging. You are taking it. You are taking that time. And in that, there's power. And I want that for you. I want that for me, actually. I want to know that when I'm taking time for my art, I am making a difference in my whole life, not just in my art life. And so for me, I'm going to take time. I'm not going to make it. I'm going to take it. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here, and we'll do more next week. But for now, I hope you take some time. Take some time.